You say you have just inherited $100 million?
Uh-huh.
You inherited $100 million?
Sure. I got the will right here. You know what they say, where there's a will is a way.
Well, I suppose it could happen. And you want me to design a modern skyscraper?
Yeah, you see, you come very highly recommended by Chester A. Riley.
Chester A. Riley recommended me?
He recommended you very highly, did Chester A. Riley.
Well, that's very surprising to me after his attitude last night.
Oh, did he have an attitude last night? It's funny he didn't invite me.
I'd like to help you, but you see, I'm not designing any major buildings anymore. I'm retired.
Oh. Well, okay. Anyhow, you come very highly recommended by Chester A. Riley.
Well, I seem to have misjudged that man.
Yeah, he was busted up on account you wouldn't do his daughter's house.
Oh, well, perhaps he does have a proper appreciation of my work. In that case, I see no reason why I shouldn't go ahead and finish the plans for his daughter's house. You will tell him that.
I'll be glad to tell him. Hey, is this one of your buildings?
Well, hardly. That happens to be an Egyptian pyramid.
Gosh, I like that. That's the kind of skyscraper I wanted to build. Well, goodbye.
Bye. Mr. Schmidlap, just one moment, please.
Yes?
If you don't mind. You mean that you would have the courage to finance a modern skyscraper built upon the classic lines of an Egyptian pyramid?
Shouldn't I?
Mr. Schmidlap, for this I will come out of retirement. It will be my monument to the ages. $100 million, did you say?
Yeah. Just, you gotta stop this. I'll think of something, Ryle.
You already thought of something. That's nice. How about a ramp that goes all the way around the thing to the top?
A ramp?
Yeah, like this, so I can ride my motorcycle all the way to the top.
A driving skyscraper. Brilliant. Oh, you and I are going to get along famously. Oh, Mr. Riley. Mr. Gillis.
Hi, Mr. Riley. We heard Mr. Schmidlap was here.
Otto, we got bad news for you.
What's the matter?
Bad news.
Wiped out of your whole $100 million.
Huh?
The crisis in Patagonia. It hasn't rained there in 6 years, and he's got all his money tied up in Patagonia windshield wipers.
Yeah, he's right.
Otto, you cannot build skyscrapers at a time like this. You got to try and recoup some of that money that you're losing in the crack.
Windshield wipers?
Yeah, well, he's an eccentric millionaire, you see.
I had the same impression. No, that's too bad. That would have been a magnificent building.
Oh, I know that. That's why I sent him to you. You're the world's greatest architect.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm very sorry for what I said last night. By the way, what was it?
Oh, my dear Mr. Riley, I've forgotten all about it. Would you like to see your children's house?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Right this way. It's under this. Just. Wow.
It's beautiful. It's kind of small, isn't it?
Oh, Mr. Riley, that's only the model.
Oh, well, I meant the garden. Of course, it's a good idea. It cuts down on the gardening.
Exactly. I can see that you really understand function.
Yeah.
Now, if you will notice, this house is a basic unit and can have rooms built in all directions.
Oh, you mean for the patter of little feet?
Oh, you do understand.
Well, what about the patter of big feet?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I mean, Peg and I, they're permanent babysitters.
Oh, they're planning to have you live there.
Well, how do you like those kids pulling a surprise like that? No wonder they didn't want to tell me.
Tell you what?
That we were going to be living there.
Oh, then that's definite. That's why they wanted to be able to add rooms later.
Say, I got an idea. Why wait? Let's add them now.
Well, it would be cheaper, but it might cost a wee bit more than the children plan to spend.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'll take care of the extra cost. You just go ahead and add the room and don't say anything. They want to surprise me, I'll surprise them.
Adding a room could be very simple.
Yeah. Say, as long as Peg and I are going to be living there, I'd like to add a few other little extras. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as you expect to live there, there's no reason why not.
Good. Now, here's what I've got in mind.
Yes?
I've always wanted to have a little room over here of my own, you see? Like a den, see? Right behind the guest room, see?
Help me with this, dear.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got everything straightened out with Mr. White.
Oh, I couldn't stand having Babsy mad at me.
Oh, Daddy.
Well, come on in, you two. Mr. White will be here soon.
You know, we were wondering about that. How come you invited Mr. White over?
Wait, he hasn't talked to you in the last couple of days, has he?
No.
Oh, good. Then it'll really be a surprise.
Surprise?
Yeah. Oh, come on in, Mr. White.
Well, good evening, everybody. Shall we proceed?
Oh, by all means.
All right, without further ado, there it is.
Ah, well, surprise. You thought you were going to surprise us. I'm surprising you.
What is it?
Why, it's your new home, my dear.
What happened to it? I mean, what's that, for instance?
Well, I figured that you were going to be needing a workshop, you know, someplace where I could keep my tools.
Your tool?
Yeah, as long as we're going to be living with them, I had to make a few extra changes.
Living with them? What are you talking about? This is the children's house.
Oh, I know that. That's why I had a separate entrance put in for us. You see, leads right into the living room. And then in case we don't like what Babs is having for dinner, we have our own kitchen over there, see?
Riley, whatever gave you the idea that we'd be living with them?
He did.
Well, what gave you the idea?
He did.
Well, this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. We're not going to be living with the children.
We're not. Oh, this is terrible. It's going to be awfully lonesome, us living here all alone, and the Gillises living with them.
The Gillises?
Right. You see this whole wing here? That's where the Gillises are going to live, and they'll pay us $120 a month rent.
Oh, Daddy, you've done it again. Riley, how could you?
Well, I figured the kids would like it. Besides, I'm paying the whole extra cost.
The extra $25,000.
Sure, the whole extra $25,000. Oh, Peg, Babs was right. I done it again. Oh, just $25,000. Oh, you thief.